The air is thick with the smell of sawdust and pine. Deep inside a recently cleared sector, tucked into a hollowed-out root crown, the little black bear cub is trembling. It was put there by its mother, a safe hiding spot, but now the world around it is dissolving. The cub, only weeks old, is too terrified to cry out. Its instinct is to stay silent. But the giant steel claw of a log hauler rolls right past its hiding spot. This is where the disaster almost happened. The driver, an older logger named Frank, usually focused only on his quota, pauses. He stops his engine. He doesn't know why. Maybe it's the silence that followed the crash of the last ponderosa pine. Maybe it was something else entirely. Frank climbs out of his massive rig. He walks over to the root crown just to check. He feels a cold dread, a familiar knot in his stomach, and then he sees it. A tiny patch of black fur tucked deep down. The cub lets out a pitiful, weak whimper. Not a roar, just a sound of pure fear. Frank, a grandfather himself, instantly understands the gravity of the situation. He knows that cub is too far from its mother, and the next logging shift is due any minute. A massive, splintered tree, the very one he had just cut, lies less than 10 feet from where the cub is hiding. One wrong move and the whole root structure could have collapsed. This is the first miracle. Frank, careful not to touch the cub with his bare hands and leave his scent, pulls off his heavy winter vest. He gently uses a shovel to clear some debris, creating a small path. He coaxes the tiny bear into the vest, a temporary makeshift security blanket. He knows he can't keep it, and the mom won't come near human contact. He pulls out his emergency satellite phone and calls the local state game warden's office. Help is on the way. But the logging noise? It's getting louder again. Stick with us, because the toughest part of this rescue wasn't finding the cub, it was handling the very angry, very scared little bear. Game wardens Sarah and Mike arrive on the scene quickly. They are professionals trained in high-stress wildlife encounters, but they are dealing with a newborn bear, an animal whose only defense is pure instinctual aggression. Frank hands over the cub, wrapped securely in his vest. The cub's fear has now boiled over into blinding rage. "Oh, he's a spicy one, isn't he?" Mike says gently, but there is real concern in his voice. The cub is screaming, lashing out with tiny sharp claws. It is fighting for its life against the very people trying to save it. It doesn't know the difference between a predator and a protector. "He's terrified," Sarah murmurs. "His cortisol levels are through the roof. We have to calm him, or the stress will shut his system down. We can't get him to his mom like this." This is the second challenge, the emotional separation. How do you comfort a wild animal that sees you as a monster? You can't pet it like a cat. You can't reason with it like a child. Mike, a veteran warden with 40 years of experience in these mountains, remembers a technique passed down from an elder wildlife expert. He tells Sarah to hold the cub securely, but gently. Mike slowly leans in, making sure the cub can see his face, and then he starts making a soft, guttural sound. It's a low, rhythmic hum, a sound that mimics the calming sound a protective mother bear makes when nursing her young. At first, the cub screams louder, fighting harder. Sarah tightens her grip, a look of focused determination on her face. Mike continues the sound, his face full of quiet patience. He knows this is a battle of will, a fight against primal terror. Then slowly, the screams subside. The tiny body, tense and rigid just moments before, begins to relax against Sarah's chest. The angry roars turn into soft whimpers, and then finally into a gentle, shaky purr, the sound of a comforted baby bear. The wild instinct is momentarily replaced by the universal need for safety and connection. "There you go, little one," Sarah whispers, her own voice thick with relief. "We're taking you home." They secure the now calm cub in a specialized transport box, a clean, warm, dark space that mimics a den. They have won the emotional battle. But the toughest part, the medical one, is just beginning. The cub is safe, but our vet is about to make a discovery that could instantly end this rescue and change the cub's life forever. Don't go anywhere. At the small local nonprofit clinic an hour away, Dr. Elena Rodriguez is waiting. She's a dedicated wildlife veterinarian who sacrifices sleep and weekends for cases exactly like this. The initial checkup is a relief. Heartbeat is strong. No broken bones. But then Dr. Rodriguez notices two things. First, the cub is showing signs of moderate hypothermia from its time exposed to the cold mountain air. Second, and far more troubling, is a small, pale patch of skin on its belly. His core temperature is dangerously low. We need to get him into an incubator immediately. But look at this, she says, pointing to the patch. This bruising, it's minor, but it could indicate an internal injury from when that tree fell near him. We cannot release him back into the wild until we are absolutely certain he is stable. This could take 48 hours. The mood in the clinic plummets. The rescue that seemed so close to success now faces a devastating ethical wall. Every hour the cub is with humans, the scent gets stronger, and the chance of a successful reunion with its wild mother decreases exponentially. Just as despair sets in, the radio crackles. This is the twist. A local hiker reports seeing a large female black bear in a protected, remote section of the state park, just 5 miles from the initial logging site. The mother bear appears highly agitated, sniffing the air constantly, a sign she is searching. Sarah and Mike debate with Dr. Rodriguez. The location dilemma. If we wait 48 hours, she'll be gone forever, or she'll have traveled into a high-density tourist area, creating a huge danger for the public. Sarah argues, her voice tight. We have to risk the immediate reunion. But if he's injured and she abandons him, we won't be able to track him easily, and he won't survive the night, Dr. Rodriguez counters, her commitment to the cub's long-term health absolute. Mike intervenes, holding up a small vial. We'll give him a dose of antibiotics and an anti-inflammatory right now. We put a temporary ID tag on his ear discreetly. We have to trust the mother's instinct. The longer we hold him, the more human he becomes. We go now. To the state park boundary. A collective agonizing decision is made. They choose instinct over procedure, risk over certainty. They load the cub into the transport box, now reinforced with a silent camera feed. They are racing against daylight, against the mother's movements, and against the cub's own failing health. They were so close. The mother was waiting, but a single hiker, completely unaware, was about to destroy the entire mission. The sun has sunk behind the mountains, casting long, chilling shadows over the designated drop-off zone, a dense, low-lying thicket at the edge of the state park. This is a place of absolute quiet, the kind of stillness that feels ancient. The team has placed the transport box in the most strategic location possible, with the open end facing the deep woods. They retreat 300 yards hidden, watching the silent camera feed on a monitor. The waiting begins. An hour passes. The camera feed is a sea of green and black. Nothing. Tension is a living thing in their small hidden shelter. Then a flicker. A massive dark shape enters the frame. It's Mom. She is cautious, a shadow moving through shadows, but she is definitely there. She circles the box, sniffing the air. The scent of her cub is overpowering, but the faint, lingering scent of human hands on the plastic box is equally alarming. She begins to approach the box, her immense paw tentatively reaching out to nudge it. The camera feed fills with her magnificent, focused face. The team holds its breath. This is it. The reunion is seconds away. But then, disaster strikes. From a barely visible trail that borders the park, a beam of bright light flashes into the woods. A late-night hiker, completely unaware of the sensitive operation, is walking by, loudly talking on his cell phone. Yeah, I'm just about to the trailhead. No, nothing out here but the dark. Gotta love it. The mother bear's head snaps up. The sudden, invasive light, the sound of the human voice. It's too much. Her instinct, honed over years of survival, screams danger. In a flash of panicked movement, the huge bear turns and melts back into the deepest part of the forest. Gone. The team slumps in despair. We lost her, Sarah whispers, heartbroken. She's never coming back now. We contaminated the site. The operation, the days of effort, the risk, all failed by a simple, careless intrusion. They wait. They wait another hour. No movement. Mike looks at Sarah, ready to give the order to retrieve the cub before the night cold claims it. But then, the final subtle twist of the knife is turned back to hope. On the infrared camera, a barely perceptible heat signature appears. It's not moving. It's low to the ground. The mother bear hasn't fled the area. She has only retreated to a safe, hidden spot a few yards away to reassess. Her maternal drive is so strong, it overrides her fear of humans, but only barely. "She's still there," Mike says, his voice rough with emotion. "She's watching us. She's waiting us out." They retreat further, turning off the monitor, trusting only the darkness and the silence. The wait continues. The longest wait of their careers. This is the final, agonizing moment. The mother bear is back. She's reaching for her cub. But the cub does something unexpected that forces the mother to make a terrifying choice. 3 tense hours pass in absolute silence. The cub, exhausted, is whimpering softly inside the box. On the now reactivated camera, the mother reappears. This time she is slower, more deliberate, and completely alone. She walks straight to the transport box. She pushes it with her nose, sniffing the plastic aggressively. She is still highly suspicious. The smell of humanity is still clinging to her rescue package. She circles. She lets out a low, deep growl directed at the box itself, a sound of confusion and protective anger. This is the final, agonizing standoff. Maternal instinct versus the deep-seated fear of human entanglement. Suddenly, the cub inside makes a sharp, distinct little noise, a specific individual cry that is unique to it. It is the "I'm in danger" call only this mother recognizes. The mother freezes, her anger vanishes. Her magnificent head tilts, her great wild eyes focused on the source of the cry. Her large paw reaches forward, not to push the box, but to carefully, gently, tentatively pull back the small door that Sarah had left unlatched. She peers inside. The sight of her child, the smell, the sound, all the doubt is erased. She is a mother, and this is her cub. The cub, now out of the box, is still disoriented and cold. It starts to move, to squirm, trying to stand, confused by the sudden reunion. The mother, with an immediate, powerful tenderness, uses her strong, protective jaws to gently scoop the cub up. She holds the cub safely in her mouth, carrying it exactly as she carried it out of the den for the first time. She turns to leave. And then, the moment that made the entire rescue worth it. As the mother walks away, the tiny cub in her mouth lifts its head. It looks back over its mother's shoulder, towards the distant dark woods where the rescuers are hidden. It's a look of pure, innocent gratitude, a small, silent thank you from the heart of the wild. The mother bear, with her precious cargo secure, melts into the deep, dark sanctuary of the state park woods. They are gone. Safe. Home. The tracking tag confirmed it. The mother and cub spent the next several days deep inside the protected zone, safe and together. This was more than just a successful rescue. It was a testament to the relentless, powerful bond between a mother and her child, and the dedication of people who choose compassion over convenience. The wild survives because of the heart and courage of its protectors. If this story of hope and reunion inspired you, please tell us what moment moved you most in the comments below, and click here to watch our next incredible rescue, a similar high-stakes operation involving a tiny, lost cougar kitten.